academic preparation freshman year because all the classes we took, English and biology and geometry, they're a lot harder than any of the classes I took in middle school. Like, I don't know, geometry was over my head, and I had to get a lot of help for that. And so in middle school, it kind of just came naturally to me, came easily, and I could turn it in and get good grades and be fine. But I discovered in high school, it's not so much like that. You need some help sometimes. And I found that the teachers that I had, they're really easy, like they give easily. They will, if you need help, you go to them and they will explain it as many times as you need until it sinks in and then you understand. And so I really think that freshman year I grew a lot in academic preparation because it sort of sets the tone for the rest of your high school life. Also, you kind of don't really know what to expect, and then these classes are much harder than you expect, but you know that you can always get help. Sophomore year is like pack, because you cut it out and the dress is kind of starting to take shape, and you can kind of see how it's going to be. And you follow the directions on the pattern, but if you really want a garment that is unique to you and that fits you and your personality, you make deviations from the directions. You change things and you add things as you see necessary. Like this dress is supposed to be floor length and have like curly rosettes at the waist, and I really like that, so I cut it off and mixed the rosettes, and I really feel like this dress is more to my personality. So it's sort of the same for high school. Like you can just follow the directions and end up with a perfectly good education. You can't just go through and do your requirements. But if you don't maybe deviate from the directions, if you don't add your own kind of flair, then it's kind of boring and it's not really your personality. It's just something you've gone through the motions to get to. So, sophomore year of the year, I started to get really into Monza. Of course, you have to do it freshman year as the press corps, but when you get to be a delegate, I just fell in love with everything about Monza. I love the atmosphere of it. I love how we're high school students, but we're talking about like global issues that most people, it's mind-boggling to them. Like they don't know what's going on. But we at Monza could talk about it and debate, and you have to step into another personality. You have to step into a different country. I didn't know anything about Pakistan when I was delegate, but you have to, you do your research, you write your position paper, and then you really can understand sort of a different point of view. And so, I don't know, that's what I loved about Monza, and I loved, to this day, I loved it so much. I became a chair, and then I did it again, and tons of fun. But it's one of the defining things about my high school experience. I don't think that had I gone anywhere else, I don't think that I would have had the same sort of love, maybe obsession with it. And so I'm really glad I got the chance to do that. And then the New Orleans trip. Some people say we got tipped on that, but I think, another connecting to my metaphor, this dress in my mind was going to be gray. It was going to be sparkly and shivery and subtly gray. But then we went to the fabric store, and it was kind of expensive, it wasn't on sale, and so my mom and I looked at the sale section and found this beautiful purple fabric, amethyst, as it's called, and I really like it, and it was on sale, so it's nice. It was a good purchase, I think, and so I ended up liking it, I think, a lot better than I would have liked the gray, and so I think New Orleans is kind of like that, because it's like, it would have been nice to go to South America, but it was also a really good trip, and I learned a lot about myself on that trip, and I learned how I interact with people, and it was cool because it was different than Heifer, because Heifer is so structured. You do this, and you here, and you do this with these people. But then New Orleans, you were just put in a group, and you had a few things you had to do with the whole school, but it was sort of, you could just wander around, and you could eat where you wanted, and eat when you wanted, and see whatever sites you wanted to see. And so I thought that was a good, I think, sort of ISA kind of trip. It was very, I liked it a lot. Junior year is like the Muslim